Hey, mama. Long time no long video. I didn't even attempt to make that rhyme. Just is what it just came out that way. Um, I what to start out with. Let me write down some things to make sure I remember. First of all, let's see. What can I write on? There's an envelope in front of me, so I'm just gonna write on write on that. Let's see. And of course, I'm not prepared. I'm just happy to talk to you, so I just press record on my phone, and here we are. So I haven't really. Um, I have a couple things that I'm now thinking about. Let's see. Um, okay. I wrote down three things. The fourth one. Hmm. Um, oh, that's what it was. It was um okay, I think that's I'm so sorry to make you wait like this. This is terrible. I didn't realize how bad that is until just now. You're probably like, oh my gosh. Like, not only is it's bad enough that I haven't been able to shoot long videos, and now when I'm trying to do one, it's there's like a buffer, not even a buffer, a wait period of about 2 minutes before I can actually start talking. I just want to make sure I have everything I want to talk about first. I think that there's one more. What was it? I just had it. I feel like there was one more I had. Okay, we'll just go with this. I don't want to make you wait for any longer at this point. All right. All right. Which one to start with? So, uh, there's so much to talk about, but I don't even know where to begin. I have 5 different bullets on here. I guess I could go in order. There are five. There's only 5 bullets, but it's packed with information. So, um, I'll just go in order. Okay, so the first one I wrote down is morning dew. So, I think after, excuse me, after listening to it for um, quite a while now, um, I think it goes. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out again. Uh, uh, um, something about, of course, now I can't remember. Something about that look you're giving making me feel that young love inside. Something about that look you're giving making me feel that young love inside. Something about that look you're giving making me feel that something about something about that look you're giving making me feel that young love inside. I finally got it. That's the first thing I want to mention. I've always heard it, but I could never get it. Like I can't. I always had a hard time repeating it, and even just now, as you can see, even with no beat, I can't even keep up. It's really cool though. I like the lyrics, and I did notice as well that in a certain part of the video, there was a certain part that was not in the original. I guess in the original video from Still in Love, Kissing Me. And I thought that was really cool how you added that. I think it was while you were laying down and getting up off the beach, off the seashore. Yes, I pay attention to details. As 7:04 hits the timestamp. And not every detail. I want you to think as it turned to 7:11 just now. I don't want you to, I never want you to overthink anything or think that, I'm going to be hypercritical or super sensitive. I am sensitive by nature. So the last thing I want to do is, obviously to you or anybody else, make anyone else feel uncomfortable. And so lastly, you. So, I don't want you to ever feel like, you have to, Oh, and that was the thing I want to mention. And this kind of goes along with, where the segment, I guess we'll segue into it now, that I just mentioned what I did. I don't want you to feel like you have to do anything for me to love you any more than I already do. It's just I guess both of us have that. It's mutual. It's like kind of like how Lauryn Hill said when she was singing the cover. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. When I look at videos or look at anything of yours that you've made, or that includes you rather, I don't want you to feel like you have to, feel like you have to change anything to get my affection, my attention, my devotion, my commitment, my passion, my love. I'm very, I've always been a very open book with you, and I hope you always feel that way with me. I've never felt like, as sensitive as certain topics have been for me to discuss with you, I'd rather you know them, and I'd rather share them with you, because even though they are vulnerable points of mine, love doesn't keep those hidden. It exposes those areas and shows that it's okay to shine light on them, because when you shine a light, you never know what might be, or if you pick up what's hiding under the rock or hiding under the cover, it could be something beautiful. It could be a diamond. Mm-hmm. It could be a just what you're looking for. You know, it could be anything that, you know, that you felt like you couldn't express. And that's what I'm trying to say. I don't want you to ever feel like you can't tell me anything, or you can't do what you feel like doing. My purest intention is to make you feel as comfortable, as free, as relaxed, you know, funny, open, daring, dare I say, dare Beyonce. I'll let that go after that. And just vulnerable in a good way, knowing that I would never hurt you or use your vulnerabilities against you. That's the last thing I would want to do. If ever, I can imagine doing something like that. And there have been times when, I've let my sadness get me emotionally to the point of jealousy at one point, in terms of and I wouldn't even call it pure jealousy in the sense of like rage or just anger. I would say, however, it got me to the point where I just gave up. And that's never a good place to be, because, of course, as you and I both know, that's ultimately what everyone wants, except us. And some people not, but, majority don't want the happy ending, for their own reasons and not ours typically. But we, we've had our moments, each of us, both of us, where we were unsure, and so we said things that, or did things, or, just allowed things to happen. Now, it's more obvious to us that those things were done and I have to be very gentle with how I use my words. So I think you see where I'm going with this. But I'll just say this to end it, I guess, bring closure to that thought process is that there's been no one else I've forgiven and yet knew within my heart and soul within me that that if you ever wanted me to leave, I would do that and still love you either way. And I still feel that way no matter what, and I'll always be. And I would never do anything to hurt you or to cause you to feel that, or cause you to feel that I don't even know how to describe it. I guess I'll say I guess that's it. I guess what I'm trying to say is I would love you if you love me or not. And as you can see, it would bring this to my eyes, but that's how my heart feels. And that's why I haven't been with anybody for a very long time. That's why I don't want to. And that has nothing to do with how I feel about men. It has nothing to do with how I feel about women. It has everything to do with how I feel about you. And, I have so much more enthusiasm, so much more happiness, so much more positivity, so much more joy and jubilation and energy and just good vibes because of us, but more importantly because of you and because of what you bring into my life. And so, but yet, if there was someone else that you felt is better, or and that's what I went through so many times, having gone back and forth with what was going on with me due to X, Y, and Z. If I can put it lightly and politely. I guess what I'm trying to say is that's why every time I tried and it felt like you let go, I just let go again and let you find your way, and then eventually we both would eventually, it was like a constant wave like that. And every time we come together, they do something to do this. And then we go, something would happen either with you or with me, and we get together again, and then we go out, and not like that. And now, you know, now we see, you know, and so I'm just grateful that we're both on the same wavelength now. If I could use my physics from chemistry. And just say I'm grateful for your tolerance of me, for one, your patience with me, two, forgiveness, tolerance, patience, love, and what's what I was gonna say? Honesty, trustworthiness, and I would say like they say in church, you know, our test became our testimony, and you turn my mess into a message. And I don't take for granted what you've done. I don't boast about it either, because it's not, you know, love isn't the, you know, like it says in Corinthians. But I know that if it hadn't been for you, and then if it had, and furthermore, if it hadn't been for God, Lord knows, because Lord knows I've seen the inside of places that thank God I don't look like what I've been through. Is all I can say about that. And you too. Thank God. Thank God. So it's hard to get dark in the end, but now if I had to say something to pick us up, I would say your pictures were wonderful. I've looked at them quite a few times. I have I've looked at the one with you and the Yankees get up more, probably because there's more skin involved. as I review in my mind, that's probably why. Both outfits were nice though. I like the pinstripe idea, especially with how the Yankees uniforms had the kind of that pinstripe deal too. So I thought that was a really good idea with the rhinestones. And then similarly, I liked your Manolo Blahnik boots and your hot pants and that Yankees top. That was cool. What was I gonna say? Oh, and Lord knows, my grandma, she said I could walk with some heels. I can, but I've been in tennis shoes for so long. My feet are like, what? If I I put on heels like not recently, but like probably it's been a while now. Now that I think about it, when I had them on last, my feet were like, what are these, and where are we going? Why are we walking in them for so long? It depends. I do okay for some heels, and I'm pretty short, so I'm only. I don't want to give that number away because it can be used in certain ways, I guess. Besides, for identification purposes, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I'm hovering around. I'm under 6 feet tall. Put it that way. That gives more of a range for people to try to figure out. But yeah, when it comes to that's the other thing. My feet. When my mom had me, she said the doctor said if my feet were any smaller, I would need a special type of shoe. They don't. They're fine now. They've always been fine. It's just said at the time when I was born, that's what they look like. But it's one of those things where if you feel like wearing heels, that's fine. But if you don't, I saw you, I think with when Kelly was doing her performance, there was I think you had a sweatshirt, get up, and some Timbs. I was like, she was hot in that too. I'm not surprised, no. You're hot in anything you put on or take off. Or I take off. Because I'm hot. And I don't care who knows it. I got a job to do. Yeah, yeah, me. V said, yeah, yes, and I said, yeah, B. We're gonna have so many inside jokes. It's not gonna be funny. I can see it now. We do this, we do that, we do this, we do that. Then we come outside and be like, remember we did this, we did that. Remember we did that? You said that. I hit that. You said that. Then I said that. You said I hit back. We just be going on and on. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, getting back to the picture. Excuse me. Yeah, I liked big hand on the camera that it's waiting. These hands have been waiting for your love. My arms have been waiting for your love to arrive. My life has been waiting for your love. I've been waiting for your love to arrive. Hold up. Dang, I can't even get it. I'm so tired. I can't even think of the word. Please don't hold it against me, Stevie. Speaking of, I wanted to learn do I do for the nursing home. I'm hoping to get that in there sometime this month before the month is out. If not, I have 2 more weeks. So if not this month, possibly August. Excuse me. Tissue. Let me use my tissue. Excuse me. Okay. Yes, the pictures. So I saw it's so bad. I'll be honest with you. If there was a graph, GRAPH, if there was a graph, let's see, I'm going all science and mathematics today. If there was a graph to show, I'm going to two different graphs. I make sure I remember the second one that I just thought about. Okay. The first graph is this. Percentage. If there was a graph to show the percentage of time, not percentage of time, we could do that too. Percentage of views on night 1 versus night 3. I would say if this was night 1 here, night 3 would be like this. In terms of how long in terms of, can you say it? In terms of how much one versus the other, I would say it's probably split, maybe 20-80%. 20-80. But then if I write a correlation graph, you have x-axis, which is on the horizontal, y-axis, going up and down. Correlation. So if we have this graph like that, right? Say I have it like that. This would be, hold on, let me see. What should I put on the y-axis? I have to draw it out to make sure I do it right. Okay. All right, I'm ready. So I had to write it out so make sure I do my math. I should write it down so you can see what the graph looks like. I don't have. What is this? Not write on this. Hopefully nobody saw what it said on the other side. Let's see. I'll use this paper. Actually. Let me see what it says first. I'll use this, yeah. All right. Give me 1 second, Joe. I'm trying to make a graph here so you can see what I'm trying to do. I'm gonna use this envelope. Here. I need to keep this paper so I can't use that paper, unfortunately. I have to use the envelope instead. Okay, so we have a graph, and the graph goes like this. That's the graph. And the X and Y axis. This is the X. This is your science lesson for today. Biology we'll do in person. We have lab, we call it lab. We have lab practicum. We have clinical practices. You go in a clinic and get checked out. And this is what happens when I check you out. So this is what happens. That's what happens. Okay, now, this is why the graph looks like that. The graph looks like that because time spent watching it is on this axis. What's on the y-axis? Axis. Excuse me. On the x, this is what x does. Rated stuff. Not talking about that kind of X. Not talking about drugs. Nah. X-rated. Anyway, like I was saying, what we put on the bottom of the graph is this. You ready for this? You ready for this? All right, let's see. The bottom of the graph set will say. I'm trying to make sure I want to make sure I say right what I want to say. There's so many ways to put it. I want to put it the best that I can. Let's see. Okay. Okay. We're gonna put a title after I finish. Okay. So let's do it. Let's do this. Let's say okay. Okay, this is what the graph is titled. Graph how A watches B. So if we have A down here, okay, if we have time down here, this is based on the x-axis being this. Number of photos with more skin showing. The more pictures we have with skin showing, the more time I will spend on those pictures. So, for example, that's why day 3 got a lot more. Day 3 got a lot more time me looking at pictures. That, as well as Mountain Dew's video. Morning Dew's video. Morning Dew's video. There's something else I was going to say. Yes. And what we would say in science is that there's a positive correlation between the amount of time spent, and we'll put a specific time, we'll say hours, hours spent, I don't have enough room to say spent, but that's what it would say, hours spent looking at the number of photos with more skin showing. There's a positive correlation, meaning it goes up. And then if there's, if, when would it go down? Let's see, what would be that one? Well, I can't think of another one for right now. That's what I'll leave with for now, because I want to get into some other things. But yes, so that's how I felt. I loved one of my favorite pictures. There's so many. Oh my gosh, there's so many good ones. I loved when your hand was in the air, and this is for the one when you were in the Yankee shirt. Your hand was in the air, and the light was around it, and it was a white light, and it was like a cross, and you're holding it like this with your hand. I liked that one. I liked the one where you were flipping your hair, and it looked like it almost looked like the honeycomb a little bit. I like that one. I liked, but you were flipping your hair like this way, I think it was. And I'm not sure because my phone may do the opposite or whatever it does sometimes. So either flipping like that or like that, but it was like coming around like that. And I liked the picture of, oh man, there's so many. Let's see. My favorite one was you were walking, and this is I'm only talking about pictures right now, not gifts. And I can't show you because my iPad doesn't have the capacity to show you right now. I need it fixed, but I can't afford it right now, unfortunately. Well, I won't say that. I have to get it looked at, but I don't know if I can afford it at the moment, but I have to see what the problem is first. And I haven't used it in a long time because of that. Hence why you've seen videos on my phone. Via my phone, really. There was one where it was red light or blue light or purple light coming, and you were like looking into the audience and looking up into the stands. That was another great moment. That one was really beautiful. I love the one that said, thank the Lord for Ma. I got that. It was right underneath the board where they signed their initials. They had their signatures, and it was the New York Yankees logo, and it had cut off instead of saying making, which I saw in the later pictures, but it was trying to say all together instead of Ma. Instead of saying making like the rest of it said, it cut it off and it just said, I thank the Lord for Ma. I thank the Lord for you, Ma, for Ma, and for your Ma as well. Ma, Tina. But I like Ma. I'm not gonna go there because that could go bad real quick. I'll leave that alone. I like that picture as well. Nothing about your mom, but how I can use the word mom different ways. Like I just said, last two words, different ways. I like the picture of you squatting down, bending over. I saw what you were saying in the gifts. Thank you. I'm not gonna answer what you said. I just want you to know I saw them. As it changes to 1, 2, 3, 4 fours. Your favorite number. 4 times. Whoop, whoop, whoop it up. I like the picture of you. Oh man, there was just so many moments where it looked like you at the Beyonce experience. It looked like you around the same time as when you were doing 4, but yet so much more. I loved you strutting off the stage while they were doing the arm thing. I could care less about the arm thing. Honest to God, though, first of all, I don't want to knock it, but because I don't want to knock what they're doing because it was very well choreographed. I wasn't focused on them. I was focused on the walk away. But they did a wonderful job. The ladies, every time I see that choreography, it's very, very good, very well put together. So if I had to give that a moment, that was great. And I like the one where you were going back and forth from looking straight to pushing your hair back. I'm not sure what was going on with the one with the TV. And your back was turned. But okay. It's just, if that's what if that's what you want to do, that's okay. But I don't want you to feel like you have to, I'm grateful you saw what you did, and that's how I'll leave that, because I think that's where those latest actions are coming from. I did hear a little bit of the actual performance. I think I saw it on YouTube. If not YouTube, on Instagram. And I saw I did see, and I thought it was very cute. I loved your hair. That was the thing I want to mention. I loved your hair. I liked it like that a lot. And it's interesting going from night one to that night. It looked like it was lighter for one, different style for two. So yeah, I like the color. I like the style. I remember seeing a picture where it was just the person had a picture, just you walking in front of them. They took a picture of you as you were walking in front of them just to see your hair. It was very nice. I heard the remix of. I'm sorry, do I have something in my nose? Okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't sure if something was in my nose or not. Excuse me. What was my train of thought? I did hear how it went from I think it was Drunken Love to Beautiful Liar. I think that's what happened. I think. For some reason, I hope I'm not getting them too mixed up. I think the first one, Can't Knock the Hustle, into Love on Top. I think Drunken Love had Beautiful Liar. Mashup, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Which was neat. That was cool. It was different. And I think it was good to incorporate that with the choreography too. Yeah. Oh, what was that? The one where you were holding your leg? There was something else that I saw. What was that? Oh goodness, don't please help me remember. You were standing next to something. Shoot. That's what I was gonna say. I loved your rhinestone leggings. Those were hot. I like that. Yes. My mind was like, ooh. Okay. Well, I'll look at night one again again tomorrow to figure out which ones I my favorites. The one that sticks out the most at the moment are the ones not of you performing, but the ones of you backstage. And also, I like the backstage setup rather. Yeah, the picture of you squatting with your hair like that. There was another one that was similar to that one. What was that one? Yeah, that was good. If I must say so myself. All right, beloved. There are a couple things I want to do, and I know I'm getting behind in some of the things I've mentioned and things I've done so far for you. I know I still have to do the one for the twins. I haven't forgotten. So I mean, today's been kind of busy with kind of like another administrative type day. So today just kind of was one of those days where I had to kind of do some things to be a grown up, so I remember we talked about that, and there was another one. Oh, on my iPad there's other questions, and I had thought about just recently, actually just today, really, about doing a video, kind of like a serenity prayer type questionnaire. And I was gonna have basically a 11, since that's my numerology, 11 questions, a minute on each to answer, a minute to answer each of them. Or not necessarily questions, but topics about myself that I'm going to answer in a minute. So it may vary in terms of what the topics are. But what I wanted to do is, similar to Serenity Prayer, have one section for 11 minutes be on Oh God, so the prayer obviously is, God, please help me to accept the things I cannot change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So I'm gonna have 11 questions on things I can change, things I can't, and wisdom I've learned. So 11 responses basically to each of those. And I'll have like like, so for example, you know, one of my biggest issues, I guess, well, challenges, I don't even know if I want to call it challenges either. One spot in my life, in terms of things like, which one do I want to say? And this will be how I end it because I don't want it to go too long. Okay. I guess I'll say this and then I'll take the next minute to answer it. So I'll be finished, I guess, in 58 minutes. So I'll say for the wisdom I've learned, one thing I've learned is that you can't change people. I've learned from, I'll take this minute to answer that question. I have wanted to pursue a degree in what I'm doing for about since before COVID, probably 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. And I haven't made it because there have been so many times where I've asked people to be on my side and I've been let down. But I realized, I'm gonna let this go over a little bit just to make the point. I've realized that more than ever, that everything that I want and everything I don't want is up to me. Not to say I have to take the world on my shoulders. Not to say that I have to change the world. But like this questionnaire is about to say, is saying basically, change the things I can, realize the things I can't, and with wisdom from those things, what I've come to realize is that nobody's going to do it like you do. Nobody's going to appreciate it like you appreciate it, because as I've listened to different motivational speakers talk, I remember I was listening to Steve Harvey while I was walking one time, and he was saying God didn't give the dream to anybody else. He gave it to us. So he's saying he wouldn't have put it there if it wasn't. He wouldn't have pushed it if it wasn't ours, if it wasn't meant to happen. And so that's how I look at things now. If I want it, I go after it. If I don't want it, I let it go. But it's my consequences. It's my success or not. But also, ultimately, it's up to me. It's my choice. And so I can't get mad at anybody else when ultimately it's my reaction. Alright, but I'm going to end this video at the 1 hour mark. I just want to let you know I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, people.